Hello everyone, I am in the kitchen of Shermz Paradize Cakes today, and my sister here is going to teach me how to make a rum cake, a black cake, a traditional black cake.
Welcome to my kitchen, Shermz.
Hi Shoma, finally you're going to teach me how to make a cake. How many years has it been I've been begging you to teach me to make a cake?
It's been a while.
Okay, so let's get the ball rolling, let's waste no more time. Where do we begin?
Okay, so our first step will be adding our margarine to a mixer. This is actually 1 pound of margarine, and you incorporate it into your mixer. Next step, you add your sugar. I'm using brown sugar, and I'm using only 1 cup of sugar.
Question. Can we also use white sugar? Is it optional?
Yes, you can.
Okay, great.
Or no sugar at all. For persons who doesn't take in much sugar, the diabetics and so forth.
Okay, great.
Then we cream our sugar and butter until it's light and fluffy. This is what your batter is supposed to look like, light and fluffy.
Okay, sure. So now we have our light and fluffy batter. What is the next step?
Our next step is to add our eggs. We have 10 eggs added to our mixture. I'm going to add in everything together.
Now, for persons who probably want to use less eggs, what is the least amount of eggs you can use in a pound cake? Because we're making a pound cake, right?
Well, the least amount for me is 10.
Okay.
You can use up to 12 if you want.
Oh, great.
So the least amount is 10. So we're going to give it a little mix for a few seconds.
I really can't wait to see how the cake comes out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be delicious. So you know, black cake is my favorite too. So the eggs are in.
Our next step is to add our fruit mixture. This is 1 pound of soaked fruits, and there's lemon peel, there is the cherries and your raisins, prunes. I had soaking for over 6 months. And there's also added wine. I use some of cherry brandy. This cake has rum, soca rum, and I used ruby rich wine. So they were soaking for quite a while, and I'm going to add the fruits into my batter.
1 second, let me just ask a question.
This is 1 pound of fruits.
Hold up, wait. When you talk about the eggs, we're using 10 eggs in this pound cake. I always hear, especially the older people, talking about to remove the fresh from the egg. What exactly is that?
Well, there's a film white on the surface of the yolk, and it's always wise to remove it. I normally remove it. So I broke 1 egg at a time in a saucer, and I removed the film on the side of the yolk.
Okay, great.
And
okay, so now we have our fruits. You added the fruits to the mixture. A number of people say, well, I soak my fruits for 4 months, for 2 months. How long has your fruits been soaking?
over 6 months, like I said, but I also have fruits soaking for a whole year.
Wow.
So the longer it's soaked, better,
That's
more
incredible.
flavor. And one thing I would like to add in that not everyone would enjoy cakes where they have the whole fruits in. So sometimes I blend the fruits. That's for the people who prefer using having their cake without chewing into a raisin, chewing into a cherry, or
Right. I like my fruits like that. I want to taste every fruit. I want to taste my raisins. I want to taste my prunes. I want to taste my cherries, my everything. So I love my fruits like that. No blending of my fruits for me. So what do we do next? What's the next step?
Okay, we already have our fruits in our batter.
Mm-hmm.
So we mix our fruits into.
Can I try? Yes, you can. Okay. Tell me if I'm going correctly. Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Just mix it in.
Feels sweet. Okay, so we have our fruits, we have our flavoring, we used essence. What is next for our cake?
We're going to add our spices, a teaspoon of cinnamon powder and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg powder, locally made. And then we mix.
Yummy. I can already smell the flavor, the aroma coming from the cake. We didn't start the openers yet.
Yes. And next step is to incorporate our flour. Now this flour is already, this is a pound and it's already sieved. I'm going to add in my flour gradually.
So you don't just dunk all the flour in at one time?
No, you add it gradually and you fold it in. At this point, you no longer need your mixer to.
So we're not going back to the mixer?
You use your hands to do the rest.
Okay.
I love using my hands. So use your hands to do the rest.
This is amazing. I'm finally learning how to make that cake instead of having to call you every year and say, you know, Shema, send me 5 cakes, please, so I can go back home and bake my family that cake. I mean, I'm sure most of my friends not going to believe I did it, but after seeing this video, they're going to have to believe that I actually know how to make a cake now.
And then I'm going to add my last portion of flour. Fold it in.
Wow. You know, a lot of times people eat delicacies like that. People eat cakes like that. And I don't even think they understand the hard work that has to be put into that. I mean, when I eat a slice of cake, I don't know how it's made, you know, but it's really a lot of hard work and time and effort and knowledge. That's what I want to learn. Okay, Shema, what's next?
Okay, we already added our flour to the mixture, folding our flour. Our flour was already sifted, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of baking powder to my mixture. And the final, well, before I add my final ingredient, let me fold that in. And my final ingredient I'm going to add is my browning. That is our, I normally use grease. I normally use grease browning for my cakes. 2 tablespoons of grease browning. Depending on how dark you want your cake, you can add in 3 tablespoons, maybe 4.
After all, it's called a black cake.
Depending on how black you want your cake. And then you continue to fold that in.
I have had black cakes that were brown, and I've had black cakes that were very black. So I guess it depends on the person's preference
In color, but adding our browning into our mixture, it makes it black cake.
Smells good.
And then you fold.
For how many minutes do you have to fold your cake?
Well, you fold your cake until you get the right consistency. You see this texture, and this your flour isn't running. It was now not too heavy, so you're going to get a very light and fluffy fruit cake.
I have had fruit cakes. Listen, I have had fruit cakes that taste like dumplings. What happens there when you eat a fruit cake that tastes like dumplings? The flour was not folded properly?
No, too much flour.
Or too much flour?
That's maybe not using the right measurement, and there's too much flour. But some people prefer their fruit cakes heavy, some prefer it light. So it all depends.
Okay.
So I'm looking color for you.
I like that color. It's fine. That color is fine. What I like is more rum.
Okay, if you incorporate more rum into the cake, we can make that happen for you. After it's baked, move from the oven, you add half cup, at least half cup of rum. You pour over the cake.
Over the hot cake?
Yes, it's wise to do that to keep your cake moist, not too dry. And you can also pour in wine as well.
Okay, so this is our batter.
Yes.
Fully prepared.
Yes.
We're ready. What's the next step?
The next step is to pour batter into a greased pan, and I used wax paper, or you can use parchment paper to line your pan to ensure that your cake doesn't stick or the bottom doesn't burn.
Okay.
So let's get going.
Looks great.
Okay, you notice that I didn't fool the pan to, they would say, to the brim. Just giving it enough space for the rising process. So when it rises, it doesn't overflow. Voila.
Wow.
Voila.
This looks great. So now what do we do?
We are going to place our cake, well, our batter, in our oven. It's already preheated to 275 to between 275 to 300 degrees, and we are going to put this in the oven for 90 minutes. I want to add that in. It all depends on your size of your pan. If it's a really deep pan you're using, it may take around that time to be completed. Smaller the pan, and depending on how your oven works, it may take less than 90 minutes. To add to that, to test your cake, you can use a toothpick or knife. You place it in the cake and you pull it out. If the toothpick or knife comes out clean, that means your cake is ready. If it doesn't come out clean, it comes up with batter, means that your cake needs to stay in the oven a little longer. This is our final product, our black cake, a traditional black cake. And let's dig in. You want a slice?
Of course. Is that a trick question? Looks very nice and moist. Of course, with its additional rum. So let me try. I'm using my hands, by the way. Great. Perfect. That's it. This is galaxy. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Guys, it was a great day spent at Shermz Paradise Cakes Kitchen. She taught me how to bake a traditional rum cake, and I emphasize on the word rum because I can taste the rum, I can smell the rum. It's very delicious, very light, very fluffy. Sherma, I just want to thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to spend some time in your kitchen with you today. Now I'm going to stop talking because
Welcome.
I'm going to continue to eat my cake, right?
Okay.